What's going on, guys? TG here. How is everyone doing, man? Hope you guys are doing great. But before I start, I wanted to say thank you very much to RedRider, man. He absolutely killed this Q&A. I cannot say thank you enough. He is one of the nicest people I've ever met in my life, man. So I'm glad I got to meet this guy and talk to him. He's really cool, and he went to a lot of detail in this Q&A. I cannot say thank you enough, RedRider. And also, I cannot say thank you enough to all 3,700 of you guys. Thank you very much for supporting the channel. I cannot say thank you enough. And with that being said, let's go ahead and jump into the last episode of this Q&A for Glen Helen. My question to you is, this is probably a big question, but how do you feel about this? How do you feel about the outcome of the track and how it looks and all that?
If I had to, I guess let's go with a scale of 1 to 10. I would say 8.
8?
And I say that because I would actually love to be able to have the mountains in the background be as close as possible to what it is in real life, as well as making a few track changes, having the mountain go a little bit straighter. You've got that corner where it's kind of more like 2 corners put together versus the one corner. I still feel like that corner hip jump is maybe a tad bit too long still, but I did shorten it up dramatically. Because it used to be like this huge jump to get over.
Yeah.
And yeah, that was one of the harder spots as far as making the mountains are concerned, was that spot there. You want to check dark slides out?
Oh yeah, I forgot about freaking dark slides back there hiding in the bushes. What up, dark slides? You ugly mofo. Oh yeah, let's check them out. Where's the other people at that I didn't see?
Let's see. Hopefully I have them in. That'd be terrible if I placed them, but then it didn't save or something. About to find out. I think Brett is up here.
Brett? What? Hiding in the bushes somewhere?
Right over here. He's hard to see.
Oh my god, freaking Brett. I'm
He's
sexy.
at the top of the mountain.
Huh? Oh
Yep,
my
he's
god, man.
At the top of the mountain.
I'm so done right now.
Oh, one of the problems I did have, like you see all these bushes and there's different types of them.
Yes.
I had to decide on what environment to use because you only have so many choices between what you can use. You can't just like, okay, I like this tree in this environment, so I'll use this one, and then I like these bushes, I can use that. They're already made to go with one ecosystem, so you have to choose what you want.
Yes.
I thought since this doesn't have a terrible amount of trees, that I should go with the one that has the more bushes.
Yes.
So that gives it some alternate types, get different alternate textures.
Yes. Okay.
But I do not really, I mean, as far as like what they are in real life, these trees, I'm sure they're not even close. But those are the only trees that come with this ecosystem.
Yeah.
So I had to decide to do that over the other one I had, where I had a tree that looked closer, I think, to what it looks like in real life, but I only had one bush to use, so.
Okay.
Yep. And then I couldn't figure out how to get, I would lay all the stuff down, and then I could not get the game to load. It would just keep crashing and crashing and crashing. And I'm like, man, this is a super problem. How am I going to make Glen Helen? I don't have an ecosystem. So the problem was Digital Earthworks and the ecosystem, it did not like where my starting point was in Freeride.
Oh,
I had it
okay.
all the way over to the starting gate, which, sounds like a reasonable place to start, but
Yeah.
it must be too far to the side that there's some sort of glitch in this version that doesn't like it. So
Okay.
I had to start it, where we ended up starting over by
Yes.
the bridge.
Because I was always wondering, I was like, why does he have the starting thing way over here in the middle of the
Right.
track?
Yeah, so I
Okay, that
put it
makes
there, and then since then, that's been where it's kept at. So
Yeah.
yep, I did Talladega. Like Talladega, I think is still just a tad bit too long. I don't know if you agree or not, but
Yeah, let me take one more look at it.
like the overall,
I'll
the
tell
whole
you.
start to Talladega.
I'll tell you right now. I'm telling you right now, this corner is huge in real life. So, really,
Is it?
yeah, it's pretty damn long, man. It's not short by any means. Let me see. Let me
Okay.
write one last time here. Now, I know you remember when I told you that it was a little bit too flat. It needs to be more sideways. So
Yeah.
I'm glad you did that. But other than that, it being too small, too big, it's just right, man. You did a good job on that. Like this is perfect.
Yeah.
This is absolutely
Cool.
perfect.
Yeah, this entire berm. I redid it 4 times before I came up with this one.
Yeah. See, yeah, that's why I didn't say anything. You know what I mean? Because I'm not a critic. I kind of like letting people do what they're going to do. You know what I'm saying? It's for the same way I feel about my videos is that I am who I am. So I didn't want to tell you, oh, you shouldn't do this, you shouldn't do that. I would like to tell you some things, but it's like I'm gonna let him build
Right.
his. It's your track. You know what I mean? I'm not making
Yeah,
the
it
track.
happens.
Yeah, you know what I mean. So you did a wonderful job. I mean, you far exceeded my expectations on this damn track. It blew me away. I was like, wow, he turned nothing into a big something. You know what I mean?
Yeah, especially after I changed the dirt texture.
Yes, man, I was blown away, man. I felt special that you allowed me to ride the track. You know what I mean? Like, and I wanted to ask you, like, can I tease this? Can I tease this track a little bit? I was like, nah, I didn't make the track. I'm gonna keep my mouth shut. Yeah, so,
Yeah.
yeah, man. Do you want to add anything else?
No, not really. We kind of touched on the custom objects a little bit. The bridge took quite a while to make. It took me like 2 days.
Damn.
And even then, I was still banging my head up against the wall because I could not get it to look right in the game. And when I say that, it was like warped a certain way because I rescaled it in 3ds Max. And then turns out when you do that, you need to apply a modifier to it so that it looks right when you import it into a game or whatever. So without Dark Slides, that awesome bridge would not really be that possible. So
Dark
thanks
Slides.
to him, he's just shown me so many things.
Yeah.
It's just crazy. I like, how do you know? But I guess he talks, he's talked to a lot of the original creators,
Yes.
Lori, Digital Earthworks. I'm not sure. Dirtworks. I can't remember what it is,
Yeah.
but he's the one that helped make Digital Earthworks, the program that we're able to use to compile a track.
Okay.
And then he's also talked to Jamie T quite a bit on doing stuff and whatnot. So he's gotten experience from the top guys.
Yeah, I can tell, man. He knows way too much. He knows way too much, man. And but he's a legend. He's a young legend in the Reflex community, big time, man. He's helped out a lot of people, make their tracks and stuff. So, yeah, I'll see right here. It says Jamie
See
T.
the Jamie
Thank
T?
you.
Yes.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
thank
the
you.
one
man.
that I really like.
Yes.
But I don't know that he'll ever,
See
if
it.
he'll ever see it, But
He may. You never know. Maybe like, I
might
appreciate
hear,
that,
might hear
man.
about it.
That's awesome. Also, I see Snake over here making it big.
Yeah.
Games,
just
life,
took
and
the
cool
Snake.
shit, huh?
Yep.
My boy
Used
Snake.
his YouTube stuff.
You got Hearn over here. Now, did Hearn make his own banners, or did you make it?
Hearn designed his own, because I don't remember that I originally thought about making one for him, but then I thought, you know, he's a graphic guy, so
Yeah,
he'd
exactly.
probably prefer to have his own. So,
Yeah, it
yep, he made it.
came out
And
nice.
then yeah, that's the only one that was designed anyway by somebody else.
Now
The other
Heckman,
stuff.
now Heckman said something about him designing his own thing too. Did he do anything or no?
Oh, yes. Cuz the one here's basically his line here.
Okay.
Um the one that I had for him was green, and it had a few different versions of his bike from Sim in
Okay.
it. And yeah, I still think it was good, but the normal map that I put on it
Uh-huh.
didn't look good with the color.
Okay.
But he was like, "Hey man, that's cool, but
You know
hey,
Heckman.
could I make my own?"
Yeah.
So
Heckman.
I said, "Yeah, sure, man."
Oh,
And
sweet.
then that's when he also got a tent made as well. So
That's awesome. Now you said something about tents. Now, what was the reason you wanted me to check out the tents?
yeah, let's see our closest tent. If I don't crash.
Same here. I'm getting sketchy as hell over here.
Oh, damn it. There's a fence. I had to put a fence. You can get a better look from up top here.
Oh wow! I didn't even see this tent. Holy crap, man!
Yeah.
Dee, that's sick. That is so sick. Oh
Yeah.
wow.
So at least the 5 people got
Oh shoot!
a
I crap.
custom.
That is sick, man. 'Cause I know you say, "Hey, check out those tents." I was like, "What tents you talking about?" That's really cool, man. I didn't even notice this whole time.
Yep.
See, I'm glad I talked to you.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Oh, our time is up. Oh.
Yep.
Oh shoot.
Yep, I
Sweet.
knew it was coming up.
All right, Red Rider. So before we get out of here, I want to ask you one more thing. Why did you make this rhythm section the way it is? This rhythm section damn near takes lives every time you go in there. So give me a explanation of why you made it the way you did.
Well, we definitely, to keep the theme of making things rough and challenging, making this section rough and challenging seemed to, you know, to fit it really well. It's probably not exactly like it was necessarily in real life. I mean, obviously there wasn't like that many deep ruts, but at the same time, you still get that feeling of like each time you go through it, like anything could happen. It's just you never know.
Yeah, yeah. This part right here, these two parts. Actually, I'll show the people the other part too. These two parts here, man, they are absolutely insane. Like you could be in the lead and lose it all right here, like,
Yeah.
which is pretty awesome, man. So, what were you going for when we made these two sections, man? Were you trying to make a break section, or were you just strictly trying to make a rough section in general?
Rough section. I think I was trying to get the jumps themselves to be about right as they were. And
Yeah.
then, especially with this section, these two sections anyway were the easiest to do in Leveler because this is the flattest part of the track.
Yes.
So all I had to do was just work from a flat base. So everything I could make it so I had it whatever height that I thought it was in real life.
Yes.
Um, that's all right.
No, go ahead. Go ahead. You good, man.
So when I changed the scaling in Digital Earthworks to a little bit of a higher scaling,
Mhm.
so like it's hard to explain. You take whatever your scaling is. It was originally set to 10, and the height the image size is 2048 by 2048.
Uh huh.
So you take 2048 divided by 10, that will then give you your maximum height on the whole map. That turned out to be almost exact height of what Mount St. Helens is. But
Okay.
in game, it was just so long to even make it all the way up the hill. It seemed like you're riding up it forever.
Yeah.
And maybe that's the way it is in real life, but I don't know. It just felt like it was too long. So I went to a scale size of 12.
Uh-huh.
And when I did that, it also changed the height of the rhythm section itself. So the part here where like you can triple in,
Uh-huh.
and it's almost like a tabletop, because I don't think it was a tabletop really in real life. It looks that way with the smaller scale versus the scale of 10. So
Yeah.
it was something I didn't really notice till, you know, after I've already put in all these ruts and stuff. So
Yeah.
kind of went beyond that point of being able to really go back and fix it.
Awesome. That's good to know, because at this section right here, I think out of every part of the track, this is a section that everyone worries about. Okay, I'm in the lead or I'm in a good position. What the hell am I going to do in that rhythm section? That's like the thing that goes to my mind. Like, okay, I just got to make it through the rhythm section. If I can, I could probably stay in the lead. Oh, there go off the track. It's like every
Yeah.
time, man. It's like every time. This is like probably the most infamous part of the track is right here.
Right.
This will.
Yeah, I definitely wanted to make this part to be as close to the real life type thing, because I don't know how many people you would see they're coming through and like all of a sudden they're off the track, like
Yeah.
they're just getting bounced around, like
Yeah.
crazy.
Like I think the way you made it, man, it actually hit home for me, because I was right here. And I was right here, and
Yeah.
I've seen people just get absolutely obliterated. And actually, with these ruts, you actually spot on with these ruts, because there were a ton of ruts in this section, because they watered it right between motos, and it
Yeah.
just got deeper and deeper and deeper. And I remember one point, man, there was a part where I think it was Jeremy Martin was catching up to Cooper Webb, and he actually landed on Cooper Webb's back fender and went down, up a little farther in this section, man. So this section is like, it definitely hits home with the actual version, because this section was killing riders left and right, man. So, like I said before, in my video of the review of this track, Pike got destroyed in this video. I don't know what he did, but he's got sideways, and they went blah 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 blah, just eating crap, man. It was insane, man. So yeah, you did a good job on this section for sure, man. Yeah, crazy. Yeah, no problem, man. All right, I got one last question, man. What was the last thing you worked on this track before it was finished?
I think it was here we go again with the ruts. It was definitely those ruts that I lowered so that you could use the other ruts. Otherwise, if you tried to go into that rut, the one that was on the inside of that rut would just kill you. So to make it so it's more rideable, that's what I had to do. But yeah, that was my last thing really, as far as like height map goes. Trying to think of what my last thing that you actually do. Wait, because there's a set list of things that you have to go back and redo in Digital Earthworks at the moment.
Yeah.
Set everything so the objects and stuff have shadows. What else is there? I can't remember.
Awesome.
Yeah, because it doesn't save anything. So like if you want like these flags, for instance, or the tents to have those shadows, you have to go through and highlight all your objects, and then recheck a box, I think, to be shadows, like shadows yes, I think is what it is.
Yeah.
There's something else too, but I don't remember.
Yeah,
but
man.
it's a pain in the butt.
Like, man, you sent me the final version. Those shadows really made this track come to life. It looks really good. It's actually darker than when it was. I mean, the version before was actually a lot brighter than this.
Yeah.
So you came here, everything was darker. It looked more. I'm trying to think of the word. Rich. It looked more rich. What I mean, in color. It looked really good.
Yes. Some of that has to do with the chrome lum.
Yeah.
Where the parts are darker. Yeah, I'm probably gonna do a tutorial pretty soon with leveler, and maybe even do like how I do my chrome lums now.
Okay.
So
Awesome. All
cool
right.
beans.
That's about it, man. All right. So the first thing I want to ask you, man, is how did you get into track creating?
I was trying to think. I didn't even have a legit version of the game, but you're still able to make tracks that way. I would say the reason I got into it was watching some of the people that did track reviews
Mm-hmm.
for the stuff, and then you find Reflex Central, and you start figuring out how to load the tracks into the game, and then you're riding what other people create. And as me, since I previously made at least my practice track
Mm-hmm.
when we still had it, I found that very much enjoyable to be able to create the jumps that you want to make, or you can try and make it come up with different sections or different layouts. That's really what got me started into it. I think I watched a few tutorials online after,
Mm-hmm.
seeing that it's possible to make tracks and stuff. So you watch some of these older videos and from there. But yeah, it took, I don't know. If I had to say, you could probably spend like a month just trying to make a track, and like you think it's good, but like it's not good.
Yeah. Yeah.
You see these people like these first tracks, their first track anyway. Like
Uh-huh.
you see, it's like okay, it's I can see that it's a track.
Mm-hmm.
First off, so that's good. But these berms look weird,
Yeah.
or these jumps are too small or too big, too peaked, too rounded.
Yeah.
Lots of stuff that goes into just having experience constantly making and reworking stuff in Photoshop, and yeah, so it takes quite a bit. And then even now, making that chrome map, it's like there's not really a tutorial on how to do it,
Yeah.
honestly. So you just kind of have to go off of these stock files that are available online and try and mimic what they did. So that would be one thing that I would like to do, is to show people how I do micro maps, but it might be totally different than how others make it, especially Jamie T.
Yeah.
So he made like all his stuff in 3ds Max. So I don't even know that my computer could handle a height map like that large scale into 3ds Max, and like making jumps. It's uh, it's so weird to me.
Yeah.
I wouldn't even know where to start.
She telling me, man, I have no idea what you guys are doing with that crap, man. I'm like,
Yeah,
like
it's crazy.
like Ty, make a track. I'm like, no. You guys have no idea. I will never figure that out.
Yeah, I still like the idea of having you, even like if you put down on a piece of paper like a track outline of like some ideas for rhythms and stuff, and then having one of us try and create a track, so that kind of like a collaboration type thing. I think
Yeah.
that would be cool.
Yeah, but too bad I can't draw either.
Can't draw either.
All right, so what do you look for in a track in terms of fantasy, exact replica, or if it rides well, or stuff like that? What do you want in a track mostly?
If I'm personally looking at it as for a track that comes out, I prefer to have something that's not fantasy so much as like say, trying to remember this guy's name, track creator that he used to make like these insanely huge jumps and gaps, and like it's kind of neat, but at the same time it's not something that I prefer. Um, but at the same time, like me as a creator, I have a harder time making things smaller. I generally think that like whatever I make and it's too small, it feels like it's too small. Other people are like, this is perfect, this is like amazing. Like
Yeah.
I'm just like, no man, it doesn't feel like it rides good. I don't know. I mean, obviously we can do the section, but like it doesn't feel right. I feel like I should be able to go, a little bit faster.
Yeah.
But yeah, I definitely like somewhere in between. At the moment with how I'm doing stuff, I like the way that I'm doing stuff. Where it's kind of in between, where it's like the stock tracks and the type of width that they have. Because I know Snake did a video where he's, kind of reviewing the size of the tracks and, how at a certain point Vikella is doing stuff that was much more realism. And I'm just not that well at doing that type of stuff because I tend to make things bigger.
Yeah.
So I kind of like what I'm doing now, but I know a few people think that my tracks are too wide, but maybe they are too wide, but at least no one can say I couldn't pass you on it.
Yeah, I was going to say that
you got room to pass and do whatever.
Yeah, I was just going to say that they're good for online racing. I was just going to say that. Yep, very good for online racing. All right, so did you ever discard a track that didn't turn out well?
Yes, for sure. Like the first track I made, for sure. Did not even bother trying to upload that. Of course, we talked a little bit about it while we weren't recording. I made this huge national type track, but it's like 4 minutes plus to get around the track. So like lap times are not reasonable, I think, for most people.
Yeah.
So max, like even doing three laps is like a really long time. So I mean, it's fun, but I don't think a lot of people would like it because of how long it is. Trying to think, there's probably another track that I made that didn't turn out because it's a lot of experimenting when you first start out. I think from here on, I won't make a track and then quit on it. Just because you've got a limited amount of time to work on stuff. So now if I work on something, I'm gonna finish it. So I think early on as a creator, you'll definitely make stuff that you don't like. So it's like, all right, well, I tried to do this, didn't work out the way I wanted, but I learned a few things. So now let's start with something fresh.
Yeah.
Because there's something about starting something fresh that helps keep you going.
Yes.
Because several times first starting out with Photoshop and making height maps, it can be a struggle because you might want it to be an off camber, or maybe you want something to be like this, but with the different blending modes, because one of the blend modes to use is screen for your jumps. But what that does also with the height map is that it will also add height to wherever you're at. So quite a few people won't know necessarily what I'm about to talk about, but for a track creator, you'll notice that when you go to make a jump or something, you'll want it to be a certain height, but when you already have an elevation base, like a hill or something, and you want it to go into the hill, you're going to have to do a couple of different things to make it look the way that you want it to, because it's just going to add to the height. So like your jump might only be, let's say 10 or 15 feet tall, but when you put it on top of that hill, it's going to be much bigger than that, because the two layers add up to more height.
Yeah.
I don't know if that makes sense,
I
but
get you. Yes.
with that screen mode, it's going to add. So like that can be extremely frustrating when you've got a section that needs to be lowered a certain way around a bend or something like that. Yeah. So definitely advantages and disadvantages, especially when you're first learning, because you've got tutorials, but at the same time, you just have to learn as you go. You know, because obviously in a tutorial, they can't show you every possible encounter or trouble that you'll run into. So
exactly.
it's a lot. It's a lot of trial and error.
I just heard say trial and error. Yep.
Stick to it, and yeah.
Awesome.
Eventually, you'll have something that's worth riding, I think.
All right. So why are replica tracks so hard to make?
Well, first, when you make a track, it being like a custom track, anything that happens with making the height map, it's all up to, you know, kind of just where the cards fall. So like if there's a hill here, or it looks like this, or, you know, there's a dip down here, that's all fine, because it's just, you know, it's like a freestyle type thing. So it happens this way. Okay, cool. I'll work on top of that. Whereas a replica, if that happens, you've got to fix it. You have to make it a specific way. And, you know, the only way that I know as far as making, especially replica nationals, is to use Google Earth. And so you're using those images to go off of your height map. So you can't just like, hey, I've got a top-down image of Google Earth, import that stuff in, and then boom, I have all my stuff. It doesn't work like that. I know that there's probably a way to get, I'm not sure what they're called. They're kind of like geo maps that you can get, but they're not, at least anything that I could possibly try and find is not free at all to download from. I think it's like ground surveyors or something. It's like a national database. But yeah, it's not free. So you know, when you're trying to do stuff without paying for it, but you know, even then, if you did buy it and was able to get that, it still doesn't guarantee that you're going to be able to figure out how to then import it into, you know, whatever program it is. So I wasn't willing to take that chance.
Oh yeah, especially.
So, yeah, that's why. I mean, that's why it is hard, because you've got to go by eye, and you know, just constantly looking at the Google Earth image, and you can see where it'll show you height information, so you can at least get close that way. But like actually making the track path is a little bit difficult. I think I have a better idea on how to do another one, but the way I made this one was almost like freehand. It's kind of crazy when you think about it that way. It's like, it is almost like doing a freehand, you know, picture. So
yeah, that's crazy how you guys use Google Image to you know, get a eyes, you know, view, or not eye view, but like get an idea of what you need to make. That is insane how you guys do that. Like for me, I would never be able to do that. Like I couldn't even fathom what you guys need to do to even comprehend that and then put it into a track. You know what I mean?
I wish so like on TV, you know, they have like that speed check thing or something.
Yes.
So like they're tracking the riders around the track and seeing what speed and stuff.
Yes.
I wish there was a possibility to get a hold of those top-down images.
Yeah.
That would help out so much.
Yeah.
Those are, I'm pretty sure they're taken from, you know, the AMA or whoever it is that, you know, goes and does those flyovers and, you know, actually takes those images. So it's not something that's to the local public.
Yeah.
You know?
I wonder if it's a drone they use to do that. Or
Maybe.
like that. Yeah, cause
that would probably be the easiest thing.
Yep.
Just take a drone and have it be up that far.
Yeah. Zzz, you get to go.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yep, that'll be the new the new way of recording the national.
Yeah.
There's just drones flying around.